Every month, dozens of new pens are released, and some of them are stunning. I see one and I think, okay, I want this pen. I want to write with it. I want to make it part of my life. And I order it. And when it arrives, it's really as amazing as I had hoped. But then after a few weeks, it just becomes another pen. And I start looking again for that one special pen, and the whole cycle starts all over. Lately, I was thinking if I got it all backwards. What if it's not even possible to buy a Grail pen, but you have to create it? Create it in the sense of that you have to make it something special for you. Use it long enough so it gets meaning for you. And that is what turns it into a Grail pen. I really want to break this pen buying circle. So for the next 12 months, I want to make one pen and ink combination a permanent part of my life, my 44th year of life. And I want to see if I can turn a fountain pen into a Grail pen simply by using it. So by the end of that year, it's no longer just an object I own, but something I connect memories with, special moments in that year, and essentially, I have created my own Grail pen. So, how do I actually select a potential Grail pen candidate, a pen for this experiment? Well, I mean, first of all, it has to be a pen I already own. Everything else would completely defeat the purpose. I'm also not trying to find the best pen in my collection. I want to select a pen that is versatile enough to accompany me throughout the whole year in all different situations that might come up, for all the different use cases I might have. It needs to be sturdy, reliable, and have a design I'm not going to get tired of. And I think my Lamy 2000 with a fine nib is a perfect candidate for that. Now for the ink. I have a relatively small pen selection, at least for a member of the stationery community, but the number of ink bottles I own is embarrassingly large. So I had to find a way to narrow it down because it's absolutely impossible to consider all my inks. For the color has to be interesting enough that I don't get bored with it over such a long period of time, but still not so crazy that I don't want to see it anymore after a few months. And I thought it would be nice to pick something that already feels a bit special from the start. So I decided to narrow it down and pick one of the four inks I own by the wet pen ink. For me, these inks are special because they're not produced by one of the big fountain pen and ink companies, but by one person who just created fountain pen inks out of passion. And he shares his journey on YouTube, which I think is pretty cool. And I really adore his videos. So, yeah, why not pick one of those inks? And I have to admit, I like the name. I like really wet writing pens. So, the wet pen ink just sounds cool. So I swatched all four inks on different paper types I regularly use because I really wanted to know if I do like the ink I select on all the paper types. I knew from the website of the wet pen ink that depending on the paper type, these inks can look quite differently. So I thought it's definitely an experiment worth trying. And as you can see in this big swatch matrix, these inks are really interesting because there is such a variety depending on the paper. And I think that's also an aspect which might make them even more interesting, especially over such a long period of time. Even though it's always the same ink, it might kind of feel like a different ink depending on the paper. My first thought was to use Everett Massacre #2. It's an interesting red brown, and I thought it would be easy to combine it with other ink colors to come up with is interesting currently inked. So I inked up my Lamy 2000 and wrote a test page in 3 different notebooks. And I'm very glad I did because I immediately realized I don't like this combination. Somehow it feels kind of dry. It's not the writing experience I enjoy. So I went for my second option, Blackberry. It's very nice purple. I'm still in my purple phase, so I thought that could be also a good choice. Again, I inked up my Lamy 2000 and wrote test pages in the 3 different notebooks. And after those 3 pages, I knew this is the ink I want to use with this pen for the next 12 months. And by the way, that's a very good argument for buying ink samples first. Okay, right now this is just a pen, a Lamy 2000 with a fine nib and an ink, Blackberry by the Wet Pen Ink. But I hope that I can turn this combination over the next 12 months into something special, special to me at least. And maybe by making what I already have special, I can break this endless and expensive circle of always trying to buy the next amazing thing, trying to buy my Grail pen, trying to find the one ink I have been looking for my whole life. I have no idea if this is going to work, but I will definitely let you know the result of my little experiment. Thanks for your time, and until next time, enjoy writing, keep creating. Bye.